Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new series in Planet Coaster, the first brand new series since March when I started the Swarm, which I released not so long ago. So if you want to go check that out, or if you want to check out all my Planet Coaster recreations, they are in the top right now if you haven't seen most of them. But in this episode, it is the start of a brand new series, and that is making Duel at Alton Towers in Planet Coaster. You can probably see I'm failing to actually make the entire layout accurate to the actual board that I have on the ground, and that is because Planet Coaster has the most awkward measurements for dark rides, so it makes it pretty much impossible to make this correct, especially for this model, unless I'm completely missing something, which, knowing me, I probably am, and I could have made that a lot easier. But welcome to this new series. Of course, last time I did Swarm, I made about 7 episodes, I'd say. Over time, I just began to record my footage less and less, so I apologise for that, but I can't promise on it because it probably won't happen again, but I will try and record as much as I can of the building process in this series as a whole, because, as I said, Swarm, I skipped out major things like of the billboard that you go through. That's one of the main features of the Swarm. Didn't do an episode building that, I just completely skipped it because I'd already built it off camera and whatnot. I like how I'm talking about this, and as soon as I say that I'm going to record more of it, I skip the whole process of placing down a few targets and actually doing the floorboards as a whole. But that's quite, I guess, some of the stuff like I did for Swarm with the queue line and whatnot, that's kind of tedious. This doesn't have that long of a queue line, so that's kind of easy to do. And here comes the Facade now, which will span over 2 episodes because I haven't really got enough time to, well, I haven't got enough time. There's just no point in putting it all in one episode because the episode end up being 20 minutes, and it's better to do 2 episodes of building it than it is 1, because I feel like it get a bit boring and repetitive, and I probably run out of things to talk about as I usually do in a 10-minute video. So I think it's just better if I keep it the short episodes like I am now. If you guys want to see a longer episode at one point, then please do tell me in the comments. I'll be happy to do that, but just know the amount of times I ramble in these videos about absolutely nothing that means it's just completely meaningless, that would probably be 10 times worse in a video twice as long. So I kind of say all the time that half the stuff I say in these videos, I'm pretty sure I say it every episode, that half the stuff I say in Planet Coaster videos like this, I just ramble on. Don't listen to me because I probably say some stuff that doesn't make any sense whatsoever and isn't true and whatnot. But if you want to see more of that, then comment down below if you want to see a longer episode, 20 minutes maybe. It won't be anything longer than that because honestly it would be so boring. But yeah, anyway, that is the steps going up to the main entrance of the ride. There is I think there's 2 entrances. Obviously you've got there's a gate that goes around the building, and it stops sometimes if it's quite a quiet day, which it usually is for Duel. And then some days they extend it outwards to this this forest area, I guess, that kind of backs onto the entire area of Gloomy Wood. So I'll be building that, of course, and obviously the indoor section as well. You can't really call it a queue line because it literally never gets more than a 5-minute wait, and you're never really waiting outside unless you are for some reason because it's a busy day, and even that, it will take about 5-10 minutes to get into the building, so it really doesn't matter that much. But yes, anyway, as you can see, the steps that lead to the main entrance, as I was mentioning before, in this episode, from the top of my memory, because bear in mind I literally just put all the footage that I have into an editing software, then 2-3 days later record the audio, which is what I'm doing right now. But this episode covers the main turret, which I've already done, the main building that you go into, the kind of arched house-like building, I don't really know how to explain it, and a little bit of the side building behind to the left. There's I don't really know what terms you could say for this whole facade, but it's kind of a haunted house if you don't know, which you probably do know by now. And the left side of it, there's a kind of backdrop, and then it goes forward again into this kind of, not as wide as this main one, See, as someone who's never been on Duel, never seen the entrance, will have no idea what I'm talking about. But if you have, there's basically sections of the building. Some of them are further out than others, some of them are bigger than others, and it's just a nice facade in general. Obviously, I'm going to do the sign that's out the front that says Duel on it, and there is also some kind of, again, don't know how to explain it. It's like some, it's not really a coffin, might be actually, and it's got a zombie in it, and he's shooting with the laser gun because obviously that's what you do in the ride, and it's a cool theming piece, and I'm definitely going to put it in this recreation to make it more accurate, I guess. Talking of shooting on like the laser blasters on the ride, this ride will be rideable and you'll be able to play the game. You can see the targets in the background. I'm pretty sure I mentioned them before. Those targets, when you go around the ride, I'm trying to place them as accurately as possible, so they will mainly be in the areas that the ride actually has them in. Some areas will be a bit shorter than others, like as in right now, if you've ever been on Duel, if you haven't, then spoiler alert, but there is a section on the ride where you go through like a dining hall that is quite big and quite a long straight. That will be a lot shorter in this because I really don't have the space because of the Planet Coaster measurements and whatnot, but I'll try my best. But some of the areas, like the one I just mentioned and a few others, might come out a little bit worse and a little bit less accurate because of the Planet Coaster measurements, but that's perfectly fine. It's a game. You can't expect it to be perfect, obviously, but yeah, this is the main window that is at the front. There's not a Planet Coaster sign above it, don't worry about that. I don't know why I tried to put that there because it did look kind of odd, but I've fixed that now, and here goes the building as a whole. I'm really happy with how this facade took place. I'm quite proud of it. It's kind of the triangular shaped roof as well that goes on top of that, and it really does start to take shape after this section of the building is complete, which I'm really happy with. So next episode, as I said, will be me trying to put that facade, that massive triangle that I just tried. That, I don't know why that made me laugh, but yeah, it did look a bit stupid. But yes, once this facade is complete, out of these 2 episodes, I will be moving on to the indoor section of the queue line. Well, I guess, what do you guys want to see first? Do you want to see the ride kind of go into shape, or the queue line? I'm guessing it's probably best to do the queue line. Not really sure why I asked that, but if you want to see anything else first, recommend it in the comments, because I haven't really built much since building the facade and the kind of area around it, so I'll be sure to actually work on the area before that and then go inside. I think I'm going to work like chronologically, so you go from the area that it's in. Obviously I've done the facade, which is the main point, then going inside to the queue line, doing all that, and then going straight to the ride and doing all of that theming and whatnot. It's going to take a while, especially with all the animatronics and stuff, because I'm going to have to try and place them in the correct places, get all the lighting right, and as I said, you can play the game, so there's going to be the targets everywhere, so I'm going to try and get them as accurate as possible as well. And as you know, with those kind of laser targets, points, things, you can rack up scores, which is why I'm going to mention what I'm going to mention now. I'm tempted to do probably a leaderboard as to who gets the highest score on this Duel recreation. Now, I'm not sure whether there is a point system that you can implement into this game. I'm guessing not, where you can track people's scores and whatnot who've downloaded it. But if you do want to, send me a screenshot on my brand new Discord server. If you didn't know, I used to have a Discord server, and this was about a year ago maybe, and I decided to delete it because it was honestly the most inactive thing in the world. This may happen again now that I've made a new one, but let's try it. I've made a brand new Discord server, link will be in the description, but carrying on from what I was saying, if you do want to send me a screenshot of your high score when it does come out on that server, if it still exists by then, which, let's be honest, knowing me, it probably won't, but if you want to send me a screenshot on there with your high score, on Twitter, on Instagram, whatever, with your high score, and I'll be sure to make some kind of leaderboard and maybe even give away a DLC from Planet Coaster or something for the winner. over a certain specific amount of time. Just don't cheat. Although I don't think you can, but yeah. Anyway, as you can see, putting in a few more finishing details to this episode as it comes to a close. And yes, this is the end of this episode. It's not the 20-minute one I was on about before, because again, if it was, then I would probably be dead by the end of it. But yes, hope you guys enjoyed this episode of making Duel, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the series to come. It is going to be a decently long series. I don't want to make it a huge one like Colossus is probably going to end up being, because I did like 3 episodes, then restarted it, and I have not done a lot on it since. And then if you haven't noticed, this is all part of a brand new thing that I've never really done before, and that is a 5 Days of Christmas thing. Again, it doesn't really make sense if you're not watching around Christmas time, but if you are, it'll make a bit more sense. I am trying to upload the 5 days before Christmas, the 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd and 24th. I'm going to be doing a live stream on one of them, although that's already passed, and hopefully it goes well. Afterwards I'll probably be extremely burnt out, but I'll try and keep it up for you guys, and hopefully release another episode of this by the end of the year. If not, I apologise for that, but I'm trying my best. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of the series to come, and I'll see you all in a bit. Goodbye.